Hello everyone, welcome to You Only Die Once Gaming. My name is Matt, and tonight we're here to play a solo mission of Zombicide Invader. This is a game to 1 to 6 players, but you can play solo with up to 6 characters. I am going to be playing mission 2, which currently is the next beginner mission here, but it does give you a better taste than the tutorial mission that was offered in the core game. Now, to note, I do have a lot of Kickstarter stuff here as well as exclusive Xenos that came from the Kickstarter, so you may not see these in every shop or every game that you play, but they are interesting to see, and we do want to show these things because CMON, the creators of this game, actually did a lot of good work with this, got a lot of creativity behind it, and I think it'll show in this mission. So, with that being said, let's talk about the mission, shall we? So this is the layout for mission 2. It is a 6-tile map. We have 3 active spawn zones currently, right here, here, and here. Now we've got 2 spawn zones that have a special rule here, but for the most part, as long as we control that, we won't have to worry about it. But if any mold gets spawned in either adjacent spot here, these will automatically activate and we'll count them among the spawns. Now, our mission is going to be to gather up ourselves and meet at this section. So our group is actually, for this mission, split into 2 groups of 3. Depending on your number of players, if you're playing this here with a group, that may differ, but for a solo mission, you're going to have 6 characters, so it's going to be 2 groups of 3. Anyways, we're going to have to survive the waves of Xenos that are coming over. More importantly, we have to stay in this zone, and once the entire round ends, as long as there are no Xenos in this spot here, we win. Now, here's the problem. This is outside, and we're in 2 separate parts of a space station here, so we need to get oxygen for both of our groups, because otherwise they aren't going to be able to move out. And that's really not going to make things easier because with the expansions I added, we're going to have a little bit of a problem. So one of the expansions I added is a Kickstarter Xeno called the Flinger. Don't know if you're going to be able to see it clearly with this shot, but this little bastard here is a long-range zombie. So let's say he is right here and one of my characters is right here. They can shoot from their range here to here, to here, as long as they have line of sight. Now, the good news is if they go into the buildings, they have the same limitations as we do, which is the next room over. The other expansion that we're adding here is going to be what's called the baby face abomination. More like the butterface. I'm sorry, I feel dirty just going there. Anyways, when this Xeno dies, every Xeno that's on the board will get a free activation. So effectively, we could either kill ourselves just by killing one Xeno. Hopefully not, but we will see. Now finally, there was one other expansion I decided to add, and that is the Shadow Abomination, this guy. Now, the interesting thing is he has the same targeting priority as Hunters. So he's going to be a lot faster, he's a lot more agile, and he's harder to hit. And what's worse is you can't shoot him. See, his special rules are that you have to kill him with melee. This is probably one of the most broken ones I've seen. Not too bad to manage, but it does make it a little bit harder because if you do fail, he still hits as hard as an abomination, which can usually kill most characters. And because of how this Zombicide works, if one of your characters dies, you lose the mission entirely. Now, the good news is we're not completely boned here. So you might have noticed that there are these objectives here. Currently, we've got 6 here. Now, 2 of them are different colors because there's a hidden backing on these tokens. But the other 4, as long as they're the regular objective tokens, not only do we get the 5 XP, which the other 2 give as well, but we also get a prototype weapon, which these weapons are extremely powerful and can actually be used outside. Now, you probably can't see the backing very clearly here, but they're the red back cards. Now, the only downside is we'd have to find energy cells, which isn't impossible in this game, I'll be honest with you. It's pretty easy to find. Well, I say that now, and I'm probably going to get screwed with that. But we do have also the Peacekeeper bot, this guy. He comes in the core game. Pretty good stats on him. So we've got his card here just to help us remember what he can do. He can both shoot as well as fight in melee. So he can help deal with that shadow abomination there. But he can also do long-range shots to deal with the flingers, other Xenos, and what have you. We also have got the... forgive me if I mispronounce this word, because I've never been able to pronounce this bloody word correctly in my entire life. The Falchion Sentry Gun. Now, this is solely for range, so it can't do any kind of melee, but it can help us control the board a little bit if we get someone with the remote control for it. And with that being said, I feel now we need to introduce our crew. So the first character here that we have is Cole. Now, he's one of the core characters here. Pretty good overall character. He's one of the civilian class. There's soldiers and civilians alike. He has already a really good ability for us. He can actually do a free search action. Now, you can still only do this once, but instead of counting for your regular 3 actions, this allows you to kind of be a little bit more flexible, allow it to move, shoot, give him a generally good ability overall. He also has, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, this setup's new, so forgive me, but his third ability, or rather actually it's going to be his 4th ability, my apology. Actually, no, it is his 3rd ability. Sorry, it's hard for me to see from where I'm at. His 3rd ability, one of them is to have the remote control for all machines, or rather, he can activate each machine with his ability. We aren't going to be playing with red mode. There's some mode that we're not going to be using here because, to be honest, that'll get really out of hand. But needless to say, he's a really good overall character. So he's going to be leading us up with one of the civilian characters here today. So this is Rhea, Tank Girl. She is going to be represented by purple. I forgot to mention this with Cole. He'll be orange. Rhea is actually kind of an interesting character. She's one of the Kickstarter characters, but she already starts with Shove, which is really good because if you're in a group with a bunch of these Xenos in the same space, she literally can just move all of them, regardless of what type they are. They all can move to a zone that she has visibility to, at least one zone away. She also does have some of Cole's similar abilities where she can control machines or just get a free control action for the machines, which usually costs an action anyways. So again, same flexibility, but she does become a bit more tankier, hence her nickname, and she's a lot better with combat when she gets into her red level. Just an overall good control character. That's partly why she's in this group. And now we'll go to Mitsuki. So Mitsuki is the last of the core box characters that is going to be in this group today. She's actually a really good one for me for a couple different reasons. Number one, she starts out with the remote control for the bot, so she'll be able to control that Peacekeeper really early. She's also Japanese. Side note, I have Japanese heritage in my blood, so it's kind of a calling. Anyways, she is technically a support character in pretty much every way I've seen her played. And every time I've played her, that's kind of her role anyways. But she is also a civilian. So while she can't take a couple of hits, she can also search any room, which also is a big important factor. All civilians can search any room, whereas the soldiers, which I'll be introducing here shortly, can only search in security rooms, which are red. But overall, she's able to get a lot better with the bots, and that's her calling machines, controlling said machines, and making them do her bidding. I think any group that plays with this game needs to run Mitsuki because, well, that's going to be a really good beginning setup for you because, well, having that bot set up allows you to clear Xenos a lot faster, and she gets the XP for it. Now, the only risk is you could go into those higher levels of risk fairly quickly with her, whereas the other characters are going to be lagging behind a little bit. But usually she offers that control. So to start us off with the soldiers now in our 6-man squad, we have got Preacher Carl, another Kickstarter character. Now, the interesting thing with Preacher Carl is he is a soldier, and he's one of the few characters that starts with 6 health, which is, of course, a big boon in this game because he essentially can take one shot from an abomination and still be alive. The other thing with him is he gets better with his ranged shots. In fact, he can gain the ranged Reaper ability, which if he kills a Xeno with a ranged weapon, he can kill another type of that Xeno as long as it's a matching type. So you can't go tank to worker or worker to tank or what have you, excuse me. You have to do the same. So effectively, he could kill 2 abominations theoretically. And he gets the XP for that. Now, again, this sort of follows the same rules as Mitsuki. He could easily, with that ability, he could easily go too far compared to the other players in the board or other characters. So you kind of want to be careful with how you run him, but again, that 6 health makes it worth it. So this is Lieutenant, forgive me if I mispronounce this, Jehe. It seems like it's Korean, but I'm afraid I don't know the pronunciation, so forgive me on that one. Now, Jihe is actually, or I'm just going to call them the Lieutenant just to make things easier. The Lieutenant is actually able to have Reaper combat, and that's their beginning ability. Now, why is this good? Remember how I said ranged Reaper allows Preacher Carl to basically hit for everyone that they hit multiple times if they're successful and kill like Xenos of the like. Well, this means with Reaper combat that the Lieutenant can actually do this in any way, regardless of whether it's ranged or melee. So again, same kind of principle. She could kill a bunch of abominations in one go if she has enough successes to do it. Now, it's really difficult to do that, but again, that's the example. And with this Shadow Abomination, I feel having her on our team is going to be a really big advantage here. And she is also a soldier, but she is kind of in the odd category where she only has a slight buffer to her health. Not all the soldiers follow that more health concept, but they usually have some ability that makes them a bit better in terms of offense or defense than the civilians. So there is that. But we've got one more soldier to show you here tonight, and it's probably one of my favorite ones that came out of this game. So this is our final soldier of the group. My word, I can't speak tonight. Sorry, it's been a long day. Yomoshichi. This is one of the Kabuki gang survivors, probably one of my favorite ones to come out of the Kickstarter. The second I saw them, I'm like, I have to have them. Yomoshichi is actually kind of an interesting character, and we'll show you why once we get the game started. But he also starts off with an interesting ability called Brother-in-Arms Sniper. Now, normally when you're shooting at Xenos, you have to follow a targeting priority. As long as he's within a group, he, as well as everyone in that group, gets Sniper, so they can pick and choose their targets. So that whole targeting priority thing means nothing. So if there's an abomination there and there's only 1 or 2 lighter threats there, you could take out those lighter threats without having to deal with the abomination, because the abomination does actually shield them a little bit in terms of the priority, because tanks and abominations are at the top, and anything that's faster or smaller than them usually goes below them. So you have to shoot through them to actually hit these smaller targets or hope that those smaller targets walk out. So this sniper ability is going to be really good. He also has another Brother-in-Arms ability, one free combat action, which is amazing. So that means that as long as he's in a group, every single character with him in that zone gets to basically shoot, swing, whatever they need to do to have to basically kill the Xenos in front of them. And he is, like I said, part of the Kabuki gang, which has a set of rules that are specific to them. But we'll get into that once I've set up everything here. So now that I've shown you what my crew is, we're going to see where my crew goes. So once we come back, like I said, this is going to be a randomized situation. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I don't get screwed over. Alright, so I wanted to cut to this here real quick just so you see how I'm doing this. Just so we show you guys at home that I'm not trying to make this any easier for myself or any advantage. Just because I want to make sure you see the challenge in all this and the pure misery that can happen if you get screwed over. So here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be rolling one of these dice. 6-sided. And here's how we're going to do this. Each character I'm going to name off, and every even character, or even roll, I should say, is going to be going here. Now, if I roll even 3 times, then pretty much all the other characters that I didn't name are going to go here, but you'll see how this setups here in a sec. So we're going to start with, I got to be careful about this, because if I do it wrong, I'm going to be fucked out of my mind. Okay, so we're gonna do, and this is where I wish I could ask you guys in the comments which one I should have done first, and I'm pretty sure anyone I pick I'm going to be wrong. But yeah, we'll have some fun. Let's get Mitsuki out first. So Mitsuki, that is a 1, so that means she is going here. Could be worse. Now we're going to do Preacher Carl, just because I want to do civilian, soldier, civilian. You get the idea. Let's see where he goes. That's an even, so he's actually going to start all the way over here. Yikes. I should note that in my past playing this mission, there have been a situation where I've had all my soldiers in one place and all my civilians in another. That was a pretty hard mission to play through because I barely won, but there was a little bit of a rule mishap that happened, so that's how I beat it. But that's neither here nor there. I now know what that is, so we won't be having that tonight. But I really don't want the soldiers to be across from the civilians. And I forgot I didn't name anyone, so that we're going to just ignore that. So civilian now, Tank Girl, definitely. Tank Girl's going to be, that's a 5, so she is joining Mitsuki. Ah, boy. I think it's about to happen again. Lieutenant. Well, good news is, that is a 3, so the lieutenant is going to be joining them. So pretty much all the other characters are going to be going over there. So the good news is I kind of have a fairly even-ish spread. We've got at least 1 civilian with 1 soldier, so this does help out in the long run. So there is that. So that setup is good. Now, here is the interesting thing, though. I do have to put the weapons in where they need to go. And I should have probably done this before, but it is what it is. So we've got 3 cattle prods. I'm going to show it like this here. Very nice and neat. Oh, there are 4 cattle prods. Well, that makes things interesting. Civilians, I feel, are going to be the ones that don't need it. So Mitsuki will get a cattle prod. Soldier's going to get a cattle prod. Dang it. That is a tough one. You know what? Yomo Shichi will get a cattle prod as well. SMG will give to... So the SMG, by the way, sounds cool, but its accuracy is 5s. So I only get 2 dice with this, and I have to hit on 5s, and it only kills level 1 weapons. Now, there is a special rule to this, but I'll get to it if we have to get to that point. I think I'll give that to Lieutenant here, because just that Reaper ability is going to need that, because it doesn't matter if it's ranged or close combat. It just needs to be any kind of combat. We'll give the Calprod to Cole, because he's a civilian, doesn't need any guns right now. Cattle Prod for Tank Girl. And then the final piece of equipment is the SMG for Preacher Carl. Now, this is another setup here for the Kabuki Gang. So the Kabuki Gang, all of their members have a special rule that you actually get to start a search for some equipment right at the beginning of the game, and you ignore the A cards. And this is not actually what I wanted, but it's not bad either. So Yomoshichi gets the heavy shotgun. So that's a thing right now. And it is a kinetic weapon, so we can't use it outdoors, but if the Xenos start coming into the building, that's going to be really good for us. Why does it have that heavy shotgun? I'm going to have to do some checking there, because there is a hand symbol. There's no way that could mean that it's double wielding. Oh no, that's not double wielding, but it is in a hand slot. That's what it means. Sorry, it's been a while since I've had time to play this game, and it's been a long day. But now that we've got that set up, we will start our round. So I will get everything set up here and finalized, and we'll get you back in the game. All right, so thank you for your patience with all that little setup stuff, all the nitty-gritty details here. Now we're going to actually be playing the game. So in every round of Zombicide, all the players' characters actually go first, and then the Xeno phase starts. So right now, we have no Xenos on the board to worry about. So good news is, we kind of have some free reign to set up things. Bad news is, I don't know where the energy weapons are, because for all I know, I could spend my amount to I know where to find them, because they're at the objective markers, but there are 2 blanks, effectively. So, and right now, I also need to get oxygen. Good news is I don't have mold zones to worry about, which is not a bad thing. And you can't lose with the mold zone rules, because if 2 lines of mold connect 2 spawn zones, you just lose the game. But they can only spawn in buildings, from what I understand. Alright, so now the other thing is we're going to be doing how normal game rules go. So effectively, and I just realized I might have shafted myself on this. Each character will start with the first player token, which I seem to not have for some reason. It's probably in my bag somewhere. But what I'm going to use is a red dice to help me keep track of everything. So it is starting with Cole. And every round following this one, after the Xeno phase, that first player token is going to go to each character. So effectively, I have to start with that character. I can't cheat and say, hey, this character goes now. I have to follow this sequence. So Cole will be starting off. Wow, I really shafted myself. I did not think my weird OCD thing here made me group up the civilians in the shots and the soldiers in shots. But I am going to say I'm going to call that good and just see if it works for me. Probably won't. So here's what we're going to do. With Cole, he does have his free search action, so I'm going to do that now. Please don't spawn anything. Canister. So with the canister, I can attach to the flamethrower and destroy mold and pretty much everything inside it. But I gotta be careful of that because that only works indoors. So that's gonna go into his backpack. I'm gonna have to reach over here. There we go. So there's that. I'm trying to think what's the best option. So he can't search now. He could take the objective. It would give him 5 experience, though. Yeah, I kind of have to do this just to get an energy weapon. So that's 2 actions. He's got 1 action because technically that search action was free. So we're going to flip this token over, and it is a red objective. So he is going to get a random prototype weapon, which is a good thing. Bad news is I can't use it yet because I don't have an energy cell, because it requires an energy cell to work. The tutorial mission actually lets you find a specific one with the power cell. And he gets... Okay, interesting. Wait, what does that symbol mean? That can't be quiet. I'll have to double check that, but that is the heavy prototype shotgun. Yeah, that's an interesting situation here. But yeah, like I said, he's not going to be able to use it yet. Range 1 to 3, 2 dice, 4s to hit, and it's a level 2 weapon. And if we focus fire, that's even better. So there's that. So he is all done. Now Rhea is the next one to go. Now, Rhea does not have a free search action. She just has shove as her ability. So we will see... Do I want to find... Oh, and before I forget, Cole gets 5 experience. So he is currently... He is currently 2 experience away from going into the yellow already. Fan-fucking-tastic. The thing with this game is you don't want to go too fast with your leveling because it can end up screwing you. But I do... Thing is, if I give all the civilians the prototype weapons, then the soldiers aren't going to have it. And I feel like that's a bad idea. So Rhea is going to move. She is going to search, just a regular search. MRE. She'll gain 3 experience if I discard this. Put that in her backpack. I'm going to do something with the camera here real quick. There we go. Just so I know what you guys are able to see. Yeah, you should be able to see pretty much everything, I think. Yeah, you're able to see everything. We're good. My apologies there. Anyways, so that was her second action. She can't search again. I feel like I need to get her over here because I need to get oxygen for everyone too. That's my other priority. All right, so that was Rhea's 3 actions, and now it's Mitsuki's turn. I don't want to activate the bot yet, so I don't think that's really important. This is going to suck if I do this wrong. I feel like getting her XP up is probably a good idea. So 1, 2... Please don't be a blank. Okay, it is not a blank. So there is that. She will get... Okay, this is not too bad, actually. The prototype light machine gun. And actually, yes, that is the quiet symbol. That is the quiet symbol. So even the shotgun is quiet? Because that makes sense. But hey, I'm not going to argue. But yeah, that's 5 dice, 5s to hit, sure. But that's 1 to 4 on the range. And because she did pick up an objective, she goes up to 5. My mic is probably getting blasted. So that's her go, and we're going to remove that from the board. Now we get the soldiers, because why the fuck did I not set this up correctly? Alright, so Preacher Carl is going to move into there. He is going to search, and he gets a canister. Real helpful there. Especially when I have to go outside in the middle, where I can't use it. Cool story, bro. But he will move here because the only oxygen, because this entire room here, the only place that produces oxygen is here, and same for here on that side. So I need to think about that. But that's Preacher Carl. Yomoshichi is next. So Yomoshichi is good. Now the reason both he and Carl can only search in red rooms like this. And ow, my eyes. Sorry guys, I got that lighting issue fixed. It's probably going to be a little bit darker here, but like I said, the setup is a little bit new to me, so please bear with me on that, because I could not take a seizure right now. Okay, so where did we leave off? So Yomoshichi was going. Just moved into that room, so yeah, we're going to search. And a sniper rifle. That's actually pretty, I'd say good, but there aren't a lot of open hallways here, so it really is kind of pointless. The only hallways I can see here is here, because when you go into rooms, you can only look at one room away from you. But this does give someone a sniper within those rooms, so they can sort of pick and choose their targets. Now, he does have 2 weapons there, so I'm just going to put this in his backpack there. The question is, do I have him try to go get oxygen, or do I have him go with coal just in case something goes wrong? I feel like having him go to get oxygen is the smarter move. So that's his turn. Now we've got the lieutenant. So the lieutenant, who's in yellow, Yomoshichi is in red, Preacher Carl's green, Cole is orange, Mitsuki is blue, and Rhea is purple. I should have mentioned that earlier, my apologies. So the lieutenant is going to go here. They are soldiers, so they can only search in that type of room, so we will search. And why? This isn't much better. A light machine gun. Not a bad weapon. Not a bad weapon at all, but only a power 1. But it is a little better than the SMG. I won't lie. But there's one more action. Just in case, I think I have to move them here. Just in case there's something that goes absolutely bullshit. There shouldn't be, but I'd rather not test it. So, another thing that I did before we started recording here was I sort of made the decision of how we're going to spawn everything. So we're going to be spawning from here, going to here, and to here. If these spawn zones activate, we'll basically activate them after we do these ones. So if the purple activates first, well, we'll get to it if it ever happens. But essentially, we're going to go from, I'm trying to think how you guys are seeing it, from the left to the middle to the right. So we have done all of the players' turns, all of their actions, so now we do the Xeno phase. Now there are no Xenos on the board, so pretty much this first phase is pretty quick. So we go to the spawn, and, well, shit. I know I'm probably sounding like I'm overreacting, but I have nearly died to these things. We are currently in the blue, though, so we aren't too bad off. But we are spawning, I don't know if you guys can read that clearly, but that's going to be 2 flingers right here. Now, another rule with Zombicide that I should probably mention is if you should ever run out of models to use when you spawn something, all models that are already on the table, on the board, that are already there, get a free activation. So, gonna have to deal with those pretty soon. Alright, so now we're going to this center one. Okay, not... Jesus. Okay, so now we're going to be spawning the workers, which are kind of like the walkers from the original Zombicides. We are in the blue, so we are going to be spawning 4. I might have to grab other models here, but we'll see. We've got some raving guys, apparently. Or people just about to rip the shit out of you. I don't know. These are like zombie aliens, from what I understand in the lore, so... Not Dead Space level, but pretty close. And the final zone. Okay, that's not too bad. It's more workers, but only 2 this time, so... Sorry, if the glare, I've got a light right above me there. But only 2 workers there, so that's manageable. Now, because they weren't on the board, they don't get to do anything, but there will be some things that we have to take into account. So now we are on round 2. Now that does mean that now Rhea is the first player. Okay, so what is Rhea going to do? Part of me wants to just get her set up for oxygen, because once she gets the oxygen, it won't matter. So I think that's what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. So that's her turn right there. Now we go to Mitsuki, because technically in that whole line, Mitsuki would be next. Mitsuki does have a prototype, so it might be good to start looking. So 1, 2. We are going to search. Please do not give me an Oh, this actually worked out well. So another thing about these mold zones, now the 2 mold zones that we have here are actually inactive. But if they had been active, I might have had a problem, because in the search deck, there are cards that actually spawn Xenos within these mold zones. They're kind of like some kind of fungus thing. I don't really understand the whole thing. But they are pretty terrifying as a mechanic, because if there's a bunch of mold zones, you literally have to spawn in each mold zone. So this would have spawned a hunter, but because there are no active spawn zones, we can ignore that and actually draw another card. So actually, this actually helps us a lot. And she gets an assault shotgun, which really is not what I needed right now. Good news is the bot is safe right now, because the bot's not technically active. So, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I really am not. But I will put it in her backpack. So she spent 2 actions to move there, so that's her turn. So Preacher Carl. So Preacher Carl is going to go... Dang it. We're going to go here. It is a red room, so he can search. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Well, I did get the flamethrower. This is probably one of the first times I've actually gotten it where I don't need it. So basically, he does have a canister. So he essentially can create what's called hellfire. So anything in that zone just insta-death. Doesn't matter if it's an abomination or just a worker. It'll all die. That also includes characters. I'm just going to put that in the backpack for now, honestly, though, because it really isn't helping me. But I don't want to move too far. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do an action just to make noise. Now, there is a reason I'm doing this, because Xenos are attracted to noise, but we'll get to that here in a sec. But that, he moved, searched, did that, so he is done. Yomoshichi will go in there. He will also search. It is a red room, so he can. Why? It's a canister. Another canister. Not what I needed. Not at all what I need. He's got a shotgun. Like, I guess I can't really argue with that, but kind of needs something else. But now that he is with Carl, they both now have snipers, so I guess there is that. And he will also make noise. There is, again, a reason I do this, but, well, sorry, Carl. Probably had too much of the sacramental wine. I'm going to get some hate for that, I'm sure. But yeah, so that's Yomoshichi. Now we go to the lieutenant. So the lieutenant is going to go back here. Search. Why? Why? So, another light machine gun. Not sure how to feel about that in a lot of different ways. Haven't really used her for combat, but then moves with Mitsuki. So now we go to Cole. Now Cole has a free search action. Thing is, I'm not... Dang it, I am scared because we've got 2 objectives in their zone at least. 2 objective zones. It could be the blank, or it could be an energy weapon. He's already got one, which is pointless. I don't want to. In fact, I just realized that's a really dumb idea because I would be spawning right into the yellow zones. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to be dumb. But we are going to do his free search action now. Well, that would have sucked. Good thing there's none of that. So another mold spawn. This would have been a tank in each active mold zone, but there is no active mold zone, so we can just say, fuck that. That didn't go into the card holder like it was supposed to. There we go. Drawn another. And actually a sledge. Okay, that's actually a lot better. I'm not going to lie. So the sledge is kind of an interesting weapon. So it is a melee weapon. You get 3 dice, and it hits on 3s. Now there is a reason why this is actually really good, and if it comes up, well, I might as well tell you. There's something called focus fire. So how focus fire works is, well, let me show you again with the card. If I hit all successes on this weapon and just focus on one target, so let's say an abomination, and they're all successes, I can kill that abomination. I can't kill everything around me because for each success you count as a kill with whatever the weapon's power is, but with a focus fire this actually really does work. So it's actually a really good weapon. And I am going to say, fuck it, with the cattle prod, that's going to go into the pack. There we go. I do love the trays that CMON made for these, because it's just so much neater. They started doing it with the fantasy version, but like this just feels so much better. Okay, so no energy cell, so can't use his, for some reason, quiet energy shotgun. I would imagine that there'd be some noise, but hey, I'm not complaining. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's going to be a lot of noise. Now, because he is the last character to go, we are now at our next round. So this is where the Xeno round gets kind of interesting. So Xenos move based on a few different rules here, but essentially here's how it follows. If they can see a survivor, they'll go straight for that survivor, regardless of any other things that may happen. But there are abilities that do change that. If they can't see a survivor, they will go to where there is the most noise. Now, currently, each character does count as 1 noise. So right now I've got 5 noise here because I've got 3 characters and I've got 2 noise tokens right there. I have 2 noise here and there's only 1 noise there. So they are going to go towards the largest amount of noise. Now there's no real rules about which ones you want to start first. Hunters will change that, but we'll get to that when it happens. So the flingers are going to move in with the Peacekeeper bot. They're going to be little buddies for now. These Xenos are going to move here. Now, these Xenos, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that's going to win it over every day because that is the closest amount of noise. and it's the most amount of noise to them. And this is the easiest path to them, because they take the path of least resistance. Alright, so good news is these special zones for spawning did not activate, because no mold generated. I'm all good with that. And now we start the spawning here. But we are still in the blue, so this could be... You know, one of these days I'm going to just stop talking. I can't stop talking, technically, here. Because you gotta know, but I'm going to have to stop talking in regards to really optimistic levels of how I'm gonna go. Okay, so this is the spoiler abomination. Now this is from the core box here. So good news is I kind of have a way to deal with this. So in order, all abominations on the board get one extra activation. There are no other abominations on the board, so we don't have to worry about that. If you have a spoiler abomination, spawn it. If you don't, nothing happens. So essentially the abomination rule is a little bit different than what I remember, but that works. Now, usually the spoiler abomination would spawn mold where he is, but because he's in an exterior zone, he does not have to do that. Or rather, he can't. But that does mean that that special zone could activate. Ugh. That sucks. So there's that. Please don't be another abomination. Alright, so this is the middle one. Now, technically, because I have the extra one, I can do this. So, another spoiler abomination. So, in order, all abominations on the board, one extra activation. Trying to think how this is going to work. I think because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's going to actually try to go here. That's actually because yeah, that's the Rhea is actually the closest source of noise. Lucky her. Now I do have another spoiler abomination, so it'll spawn here. That was rough. So I have 2 abominations on this round alone. Good thing. This could really, really... Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, I either shuffled these cards really, really poorly, or I just really have horrible luck. So... this is going to be where it gets ugly, isn't it? We've got the Shadow Abomination on the board already. Don't know if you can see that card. My apologies on that. So the Shadow Abomination is already out. Actually, before that, though, in order... Oh, no. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, well, bad news is... A couple of bad news, so... Going to go in here. Now this is going to spawn an active mold zone. And that destroys the objective. Good news is it was a green, so it was a blank. Bad news is now we've got a spoiler abomination with mold inside the place. This is going to move here. And this ugly little bastard is going to go here. I may be doing a redemption round tonight. Not what I wanted to do, but it's what I have to do, I think. But I think I might be okay still. So, the Xeno round is done. These now will go away. And I cry myself to sleep. Now, the good news is that did sort of help me figure out some things. Because that was a blank objective. Because normally you wouldn't, I don't think you're normally supposed to look, but to simplify things, I did just because if it was, I probably was just going to die. But the good news is I do think I have a way to deal with this. Maybe. But I have to get the oxygen now. I can't not, as much as I wish to. Actually, dang it, I can't do it. That's really bad. That is really, really bad. So now Mitsuki is going to be starting us off. At this point, I don't think it matters. I have to control the bot. As much as I don't want to, I have to. So Mitsuki's starting us off, and her first action will be to actually control the bot. Now, the bot then gets a token, this little blue token thing here, to say it's been activated, because now it counts as a survivor for the round. Move that abysmal freaking situation away. And I'm going to swing the melee weapon into the flingers, because the flingers can go fuck right off. Because I need to kill them. So I'm swinging with 3 dice, 4s to hit, and this is a power 2 weapon. And I actually kill both of them. I got a 5 and a 6. Get fucked. Now, because Mitsuki was the controller, goes like there, and now we are in the yellow spawning phase, but she does get an extra level up, so now she gets her +1 action. Okay, so that's not horrible. I'm trying to think what's going to be the smartest action here, because the thing is, I could, in theory, move the bot over, but the bot will get destroyed, is my understanding of it. I don't want to do that, though. I think I have to get rid of this other abomination somehow, but I don't know how. That is... Damn it, this is really hard. Because, yeah, I can't use the cattle prod. The cattle prod won't work. So I have to hope that I get a weapon. 1, 2, 3. It's not going to matter, is it? It's not going to matter. So we'll have them move the bot. So this is her second action, but she has 2 more because she gains that ability with the +1 action stacks immediately. And now it's going to shoot. Now this is where I'm going to do what's called focus fire. So, well, actually it works because targeting priority. So I get, it's range 1 to 3, 5 dice, 5s to hit. So there is a chance that I need 3 successes because it multiplies based on the successes. So this is a shot, but they are quiet. Again, don't know how the hell this thing is quiet, but it works. That is not a successful shot. Okay, so that's 1, 2. So she has one last one. I have to do this now, because I can't let 2 spoilers exist. I just cannot deal. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3 successes. Fuck right off. Because that was some massive levels of bullshit. Now with them, how much XP do I get from an abomination again? I get 5 XP. Okay, so she is already at level 12 technically, so still in the yellow. So we're not completely fucked, but it is definitely a difficult situation here. But that was all her moves. Now we are at Carl. Fuck. Oh, God. Alright, so move. We're going to try to take this. So he's going to get the 5 XP, but it is a blank. So he's not getting a weapon. But he does get 5 XP, which might be fine. But he is going to go into the oxygen room, because I need to get that oxygen room now. Now we go to Yomoshichi. Yomoshichi is going to search, and he gets a chainsaw. And it is in a power weapon, and it's not too bad, actually. Five dice, 5s to hit, and 2 power. So on a focus hit, it could kill an abomination, which right now I kind of need to do that. So we're gonna say fuck it to the cattle prod there. Actually, I just thought of something. If I can somehow get those... Okay, so I have a plan. It's a really dumb plan, but it is a plan nonetheless. Because next turn, we'll be able to use it. I think we can. Okay, so we're not fucked yet. Awesome. So he'll move into here, and then for his final action, move into the oxygen room. Because now they can carry oxygen, because yeah, we can put it... Yeah, we can carry it because it is like an item. So we can actually carry oxygen tanks. So worst case scenario, if I can't deal with that abomination over in that other zone, I'm not completely fucked. I just have to basically make sure that this one does not go away. The bad news is, I now have I know where both the blanks are. So I know where the energy weapon things are. That kind of sucks, though. Fuck me. Okay, so Yomoshichi is done. Now we go to the lieutenant. So lieutenant is going to move back into this red room, search, because if I can get an energy cell, an SMG. Hold on. That is a tough call on that one, because the SMG actually kind of works. Because the SMG have these little symbols here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right near where my thumb is. It looks like there are 2 guns. Now this is a dual wielding symbol. So essentially when you swing with them, you add their dice pool together. So effectively you have 4 dice hitting on 5s ups. And they're still power 1s, but this is the closest thing you can do to get a chance to kill one of those abominations if you focus fire. Dang it. Now, because I searched, I could rearrange everything, but I'm not 100% sure I want to do that. Because as much as I want to be able to use these, 5-ups are still pretty hard with 4. So I think keeping the SMG as a backup is not really a big thing for me. But I will move into here. So that is all the soldiers' turns, which, as much as I hate that, it actually kind of works. So I might not have screwed myself. Damn it, the only one that has the flamethrower is Carl, though. So not the worst, but it does, because it will activate the spawn zones, because the rules didn't specify that it turns off if there's a active zone. It just says that I'd have to turn it off. So all of that would happen is the spawn zones would trigger. Now I've stopped that from happening, so there is a good point here. The good news is, well, we'll figure it out later. So yeah. So Lieutenant has gone. Cole needs to go. Now Cole needs to search. We'll do his free search. Why? Why do you have this? Plenty of bullets. So this is an attachment. Don't know if you'll be able to really see it that well. But with bullet weapons, this allows for rerolls. And I can reroll all attacks once. Not at all what I needed. Not at all. But I can actually get this going. So move him here and move him into here. And he is going to get oxygen. So he's going to equip... Now, oxygen, there's a specific card deck for it. But essentially you have to equip these to the body slots of your characters. So essentially like armor and such. But now he can go out into exterior zones as if they were pretty much quite normal. So now I've got a problem. Rhea could get oxygen. Rhea could get oxygen, but that spoiler is going to be coming in, and if I draw an activation of any sort, it's going to really, really suck. There's not a good way to deal with that. I could delay the inevitable worst case scenario. I feel this is a tough call. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to search with Rhea. Because maybe she can get a weapon. Okay, that actually kind of works. That actually kind of works. Okay. Okay, now because I searched, I can do my inventory. Now I do have the MRE. So this actually could be a good advantage. So I just got the heavy cutter. Now the heavy cutter is actually one of the better melee weapons in the game in my opinion. The chainsaw is good, but this one is just as good if not more effective because you can actually dual wield these. And they hit on 3 ups. So the question is, do I try to swing at the abomination and hope that I get 2 successes? Because if I don't, I am in really deep shit. But this is her first action. But if I move, it's going to fucking suck. I could easily lose right here, right now. This is going to really suck if I do this wrong. I have to take it safe, but I will use the MRE, so she'll go up 3 experience, so that's gone. I'm going to get her oxygen. So she's now good. And then we're going to move her out. Not my best way to do this, but if that abomination continue, the abomination could either die or I probably made a huge mistake. But if I camp out and just get the oxygen and tank it, then I can basically deliver it to them and regroup fairly quickly. So that is everyone's turn. So now we've got things to do. So these Xenos are going to move in here. We know that. The abomination's going to go here. Technically, because they were closer in noise, but this activated, so it's treated like a survivor, so they go back. So I kind of delayed their movement a little bit. Unfortunately, this bastard is going to destroy this oxygen room, because when mold takes over an oxygen room, there is nothing I can do. It just does not function anymore. Now we're going to do the spawns. Good news is the special zones haven't spawned yet, but we'll see how this fucking... Christ. I think I just fucked. I shuffled these cards horribly, I guess. Because all abominations get an extra activation. Because it's another spoiler abomination, by the way. So the spoiler I just killed comes back. This comes in. This destroys the objective, which I know was a weapon. Fuck me. That's really horrible. And there's not a lot of ways to save myself. I think I might have actually just died right now. That really is horrible. If I draw another one of these abomination cards, I'm probably just going to call it. Because there's really not a way to win at this point. So, middle zone. Okay, so it's tanks. I'm in the yellow. So this is a tank, which are the level 2 weapon enemies. So they're here now. 2 of those. So there's that. If I get another abomination card, this is going to be horrible. Okay, so we're in the yellow, and it's the flingers. So we got the range. It's the flingers. So they are going to be spawning 4 of them at this last zone. Okay, so not horrible, I guess. Well, actually, it's pretty bad, because now I've lost a prototype weapon, which could have been really good. And now I've got mold for days. And I probably should have taken the mold characters, because there are some characters that are able to actually search in mold zones like normal. This goes away. Now the first player token goes to Carl. I have to do this, actually. The good news is I have a way to kill these motherfuckers. Bad news is it's going to be a fucking nightmare. But it'll work. So we're going to spend his first action to rearrange everything, so the canister and the flamethrower are now attached. He will now do his second action, discard the canister, to create hellfire in that zone. So while he isn't burning mold, he does kill them. So he gets XP equal to what he's killed. So that's 2 and 7. So he is going to 12. So he gets a free action. That actually might have helped me. Just barely, but it could. So that was his second action. His third action will be getting an oxygen. And he will get another... I don't know if he can actually get another oxygen yet, because some action, like other than moving and attacking, there really isn't a lot. And he can't search that room either. Balls. He's just going to make noise. Just so. He's just going to make noise, because that's really the only smart thing I can do. Okay. So Yomoshichi can't search in this room, because it's not a regular room, but he will get oxygen for himself. He's just going to pass his turn. Actually, he's just going to make noise. You can do the noise as well multiple times. So right now, that's a 6 noise zone. They're just banging on everything at this point. That's kind of what they have to do. Shit, and it's Lieutenant Yi. I think I have to figure out... I think I can do that. Okay, I can do this, but I'm trying to think how I can do this smart. Yi will start trading. Take the heavy cutter from Machine Girl and give her a light machine gun, because why not? Just trading. Yeah, cool. Trading does not require a check for enemies. That's actually really good for me right now. So I just gave the heavy cutter to the lieutenant. So I am going to try to focus on the abomination, because I have to do this now, because I've just lost a weapon. Like, really, there's not much else I can do. Alright, so that was a fail right there. Please give me something here. And a fail again. Okay, that really hurt. Wow, this really is not going well. So, shit, this is really horrible. So now we go to Cole. Cole is gonna get an oxygen for his teammates, because he kind of has to. Actually, Yomoshichi was gonna do that too. Sorry. I know I didn't want to do this, but I have to do it now, because that was something I was supposed to do. So the good news is now I've got oxygen for everyone. So, sorry, I have to do a takesy-backsies on that one. Cole will do his free search action. He gets a heavy cutter, which really, it would help, but it's not by much. And he's just gonna make his noise there as well, because he can't really move out safely. I might have to accidentally shoot someone. Okay, so Tank Girl is going to trade. So this is kind of my only hope right now to save them. Because if they go out, if they move out, they can get attacked. Oh no, they just spend an action to move out. But I feel like I have to do this. So we're going to trade the Heavy Cutter back to Tank Girl. With the Lieutenant. Oh, alright, so I got a 5. That was cocked. Okay, where was that roll before? Okay, so we killed the Abomination. I am totally fine with that. I am totally fine with that right now. I know I'll get some hate, probably, in the comments. And rightfully so, but that was massively difficult. More so than it needed to be fairly early on. But she now has her action. Trade, swing with the focus fire. Move and search. Give me an energy cell. Body armor, not terrible. I'll take it. I will take it. That's her 4th action. Mitsuki will search. Plenty of bullets again. That's not going to help me. Really not. Well, I'll rearrange. Because the Calprod really is not going to help. Calprod is like one of the worst melee weapons I have seen. Because it's a starting weapon, which it makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, I would much rather have the cutter. There are some Black Ops characters, which is an expansion, that actually start with some pretty decent equipment. She doesn't have oxygen, though. That's gonna suck. Okay. So I think I just have to let her make noise. It's not ideal, but it's the only way I can think of. She'll just make noise, because she's technically got those actions, so. She's got 4, 1, 1, that is 7. So they're definitely going to be going there. Alright, so that is everybody's activation, because Carl was the first player. So now we'll move the spoiler there. They go towards the largest amount of noise. The flingers will, of course, go here. That's fucking 4 damage if I let that happen. Alright. They are all going there. Oh boy, this is already going south. Alright, so the farthest zone. You've got to be kidding me. So, in order, with this spoiler Abomination card, all Abominations get an extra activation. It's going to go there, so still no zone. If I have a spoiler Abomination, it will go there. Hey. So, middle zone. We are still in the yellow. We've got 2 tanks. These Cthulhu-looking motherfuckers. Ah, boy. This is getting rough. Final zone. 4 flingers, which right now is about my maximum unless I want to open up my other box of these. And I honestly don't really want to do that in the middle of recording. Should have thought of that. Should have thought of that, but that's fine. Oh boy. Alright, so the noise tokens go away. That is rough, dude. That is super rough. Because they have to camp out. They have to. So now it's Yomoshichi. Yomoshichi can't do anything in there really that's going to help us. And I don't want to move them. The good news is Carl could actually take a lot of shots. So having them stay there is fine. Is Is there any way? And I can't shoot out of the airlock. For those of you who might be curious, that was sort of the rule that I didn't understand. It with the airlock, you can't draw a line of sight. They have to come into the zone. I think it's best that I have to. Damn it, this is tough because if that abomination goes into that zone, my only other weapon is gone. I have to get rid of that weapon. I have to risk it. 1, 2, search. Please do not be a spawn. Okay, so sledge. Not great, but at this point, I don't think I can really argue with anything else. Oh, he had oxygen. Oh, look at. Damn it. I missed something. That's fine. I'm not taking back on this one. I can fix it later. So now we got the lieutenant. Now, with mold zones, I can't search in those. But I have to get out of there because if someone spawns something during a search, I can't risk it. So we are going to search. Body armor, not terrible, but not my best situation right now. And just gonna make noise. I feel like that's the best option. Yeah, I think that's the best option actually. So now we go to Cole. Cole's got some pretty decent. Cole is gonna rearrange his equipment real quick because he's got the heavy cutter, and it seems like that's gonna be a better option. Just in case he meets something. He's gonna search. It's a sniper rifle, which right now really doesn't help me. That's really rough. That is really scaring me right now. I have to kill those abominations. That's the only thing I can do right now. Now, because I searched and his backpack is full, I can drop. I'm just going to drop this because it's not really doing me any favors. And then move him here, and just keep him there. Because as long as he's with Yomoshichi, he doesn't have to worry about he has sniper. So that's actually an important thing. That's Cole's go. Rhea is going to search now. Why? It's body armor. Body armor again. She's already got it. So, worst case scenario, she can take a couple of hits. But that's really going to suck. It'll help her. It doesn't even help her live against an abomination. That's really rough. Because yeah, the damage that an abomination deals is 3. So at best, with the armor, I can only save 1. That is really, really rough right now. Yeah, that is going to be a rough situation. Okay, so Rhea searched, did absolutely jack all. She's just going to make a lot of noise. No, actually, that's a bad idea. That is a really, really bad idea because what that'll do... Actually, no, that's not a bad idea. Because if I can kite this guy to go here, even better. Because technically right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would actually be better. So she's going to make a lot of noise. She's just screaming at the top of her lungs. Don't know how the hell they're hearing from outside, but hell, I'm not going to argue it. So now we are at Mitsuki. So I have to activate the bot. Now the good news is Mitsuki's got 4 actions. So effectively this is her first action to just activate the bot. And the bot is going to... has the melee, so 4 to hit, so 3 dice. Focus fire on the abomination. I say that now, and that really didn't do jack. So her second action. Okay, so even with that cocked, I have 2 successes, so that makes it 4. So it will kill that. She will get 5 experience. Oh, this is going to be where it sucks, isn't it? So she is at 17. I have to get rid of that other abomination if I can. So that was her second. So now I am going to use the shot. So I need 5s to hit, and I need 3 successes for this to work. Balls. Did nothing. Alright, so that's her third. Okay, so now... Damn, this is really... The good news is the tanks aren't going to get an extra activation that I'm aware of. So we're going to try another shot. That was even worse than before. Okay, so that happened. I think the bot may be dead. Yeah, I think the bot may be dead, because with low profile... Because the bots also have their own abilities, so it's just always trying to figure out how the bloody hell... Yeah, low profile, just can't be friendly fire. Cool. Alright, so that was Mitsuki. Now we've got Carl. So here's the good news. I have a way to kill all the flingers, I think. It's gonna suck if they activate, but that's fine, because if they do, they're going to get their asses kicked. So we're going to go here, move into the airlock, move in with Yomoshichi. He's got 2 actions left, so he's going to trade. So he's going to get a canister from Yomoshichi, attach it to the flamethrower, just in case. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to search. Energy cell. Thank you. Freaking A. God, that took forever. Okay, so that's fine. That was his 4th action. So now I do have a way to power those prototype weapons. Bad news is I only found that now. So that's going to suck. So the good news is now I kind of did kite him. Not well, though. That's fine. This is going to suck. Okay, so Xeno turn. He has a line of sight to the droid, which is now considered a survivor. The tanks are moving in with them. These guys, because they technically see it as an activation, going there. Yeah, this board can get pretty cluttered. So it's going to look a little hectic, but just trust me, it'll work. Flingers here. Please don't draw any extra flinger cards. I do not need to do that. Because I'm going to keep to my word that I'm not going to open another box of these things just to save my ass. If I have to redo this mission, I will. So, this is going to be where it sucks. Farthest zone, right here. Okay, so 4... Yeah, because we're not in orange, so we're still in the 4 tanks. So I have to grab from my box 2 more models of tanks. I have to discard these, so... 4 more tanks. Or 2 more tanks, I should say. Don't know how this is going. Please do not give me an extra activation with these stupid fucking abominations, because I do not need it. Fuck. Okay, so the flingers did get drawn. So here's where the rule works. So technically speaking, the other flingers are going to activate. These are going to shoot. Someone's going to take 2, but that's... Oh my god. This is going to suck. So I can designate where the damage goes. So 2 damage is going to go at Carl, and Yomoshichi and Cole are going to take 1 each. This could be where... Now, the bad news is... So they move in. Now, the bad news is, if I draw another one of these, I am dead. I just lose the mission. Right then and there. Final zone. It's not horrible, but it's not better either. So the Abominations get an extra activation. So I get the Shadow Abomination again. So, moving into here. Didn't kill the bots, so that's fine. Then this bastard's coming in. Other than that, though, not the worst. This will go away. I might be able to scrap by, but it's going to be tough with only 2 energy weapons and being at this high level. Alright, so now the first player token is going to the Lieutenant. Okay. So right now, I have to get out of where I'm at. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Tank Girl is like the only one that can go out. But that's kind of the problem. So, Lieutenant is going to search. It's going to be that body armor again. Sweet. I do not know what's going on. Either I had really good luck last time, or I am just getting shit luck now. I do not know, but it is horrid right now. This is probably the worst I have ever seen this happen. I'm just gonna make noise, because that's really all I can do. Because I can't search twice. So now we go to Cole. Cole is going to trade with Carl to get that energy cell. So now his prototype shotgun is now online. So that was his first action. Do I try to search for... I don't think I can, because if I do this wrong, it's going to be really, really horrible. But he will trade his canister during that whole time with Carl, because I feel like that's going to be a thing. He isn't. Let's try shooting it. So it's 2 dice, 4s to hit, and it's 2. They're level 2, so if they hit, they are going to kill a flinger pretty easily. God damn. Gonna have to invest in a dice tray, I think. Alright, so only kill 1. Only kill 1. But the good news is that means that I can stop that stupid extra activation thing. Because as long as I can place the model, it should be good. He goes up in experience. So he is at the cusp of going to yellow. So he traded shot. So he's got 1 more action. I'm going to take another shot here. Actually, he can re-roll those once because of the energy cell. I just realized that. That's the good reason for the prototype weapons, because the energy cell works to power the weapon, but it also gives you that re-roll. So it is pretty OP. And it actually just saved me. So I just killed 2 more of those bastards. Okay. Alrighty then. So, I'm sure you all at home are just like, this dude is a fucking idiot. And you know what? Wouldn't argue with you. Would not argue. So, he did kill 2, so he does go up. So now he is in the yellow, so he now has his plus action here. Don't know how the mic is going to be picking up on all this, but we'll see how it goes on that one. Okay, so do I try to shoot? Well, technically I'm going to search. I might as well... Yeah, I have to search. What the fuck? Okay, so that's actually not too bad. So it is the search drone. So what the search drone, any type of building zone. I'll have to look into that because I think that might actually help me. So in any building zone I can search. Any type of building zone. That's interesting. So that does actually help me search, because I think mold is a building zone. Huh. Actually, now that I think about it, this is... No, I actually remember now what this one does. So this is better with a soldier, because with the soldiers, they can actually search any room at that point. So it effectively makes them have the civilian perk. So this was his free search action. He is going to... So he did trade, shoot, free search action. He's going to trade that to... I think he's got to trade that to Yomoshichi. The reason for that is Yomoshichi is the thing giving them... Because Carl has a way to kind of deal with everything. I have to get everyone else out, though. So that is all of Cole's turn. So now we've got to get Rhea to search. She got a flamethrower. Did anyone around her get a canister? Nope. Yep, that sounds about right for my luck. But she will move up. She will give a piece of armor to Mitsuki. That was search, move, trade. She's just going to make a noise. Because why not? Why not? Okay, so now we got to do this. Because the droid either can live or die here. That's kind of where I'm looking at. I think my best bet would be, because it's now Mitsuki's turn, Mitsuki is going to activate the bot, and the bot is going to focus fire everything into the abomination. So we're doing the melee weapon, so this is 3 dice, 4s to hit, and if I get 2 successes, it will kill it. And it kills it. Cool. I am all cool with that. It's going to put us into the orange, though, so that is going to be the trade-off. Luckily, they've sort of streamlined spawning in this. So 5, so 22. So now I get another ability. I'm actually going to do the free machine ability, because that bot is actually saving our ass right now. It is doing so much work right now. So now it's going to do... its regular swing, because its regular swing is a power 2 already, so it can kill the tanks that are with it. And right now there are 2 tanks. I just need to kill anything I can right now. And it kills the 2 tanks. That's even better. That is actually even better. So, killing a tank. So that's 2 XP for Mitsuki. So she is actually at 24. And that actually would count for her free action. Well, we'll say it's a regular action. So technically she's got 2 actions and a 3rd free action. How do I do this? So machine action, I have to kill all of these things. That's the problem. That is the problem. So she's going to search real quick. Energy weapon. Energy cell. Thank you very much, because she has an energy weapon. That is actually going to... It's not the best. I won't lie. It's not the best one. But it is a lot better than what the hell has been going on so far. That is perfectly fine by me. So she's still got 1. free machine action. What's her remote controls? She only controls the bot. Because if she could control the sentry gun, it would tell me, but it does not look like that's the case. Targeting priority is the problem, because technically speaking, the droid doesn't have... Does the droid have sniper? No, it just has low profile. So free... I think I just thought of something. So free action, move it here, and then it's for her last control, move it here. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure I have a safe place. Like, I'm going to be kiting these things anyway, so they're going to go towards it because it considers itself noise. But this is the best option I got. So that's all of Mitsuki's turn. So that actually did some good. The bad news is we're going to be spawning in the orange levels. The good news is we kind of dealt with our biggest threats. So now we go to Carl. So the good news is Carl is just going to, his first action, just discard a canister. And he is going to kill all those little bastard flingers that kept shooting at us. Because, fuck them. Because, fuck them. There's 5 of them there. So I'm just going to do this now. He is going to 17. So he kills all of these with the Hellfire. So that might have just saved me. Okay, so that was his first action. Second action, he's going to re-equip a canister, just because I do not feel like having to risk anything stupid like that. He will search. Yeah, search seems fine, I say, as I draw a mold spawn. But it could be worse. So I drew a worker spawn. So it's going to spawn 1 worker on each of these. Not great, but I do get to draw another one because of that. So there is some forgiveness here. So 1, 2, 3. That kind of sucked. Please don't... Okay. Another canister. Preacher Carl apparently is... maybe we should call him Frollo. I don't know. For those of you who get that reference, I applaud you on that. But now the good news is we can start moving towards getting that weapon, I think. So he did the canister, did the search, readjusted, so he's just going to move 1. So that's that. Yomoshichi has not gone yet. Yomoshichi is going to move, because we have to grab that energy weapon. There's no way I can't do that now. 1, 2, and the base came off. Sometimes these bases do that, I've noticed. 2, 3. He's not in a group, so there's no sniper, but right now I don't think that's important. But he is the last one to go, so now we do the Xeno turn. Please don't let there be an activation for fucking workers. I would be massively pissed. Okay, so they go there. You go here, you go here, and you go here. You go here, here. So all these guys are basically following the bots right now. Because technically speaking, the bot is now considered a survivor for all intents and purposes because it was activated. Ugh. And I still gotta get the oxygen to these people here because 2 people have no oxygen tanks, so they're kind of in this weird zone. So now we're gonna do the spawns. So far 1, we now are in the orange though. Whew, that's actually a lot. That's 6 workers in the orange zone. I can't tell if you guys are able to see those cards, so forgive me if I'm just showing you a card and you can't see it. But that's 6 workers right there. Middle zone. Okay, good thing I killed those flingers because, well, they're coming back. 6 of them. So I have 8 on the table here. at my reserves right now. So that's pretty much all of them. Or at least as close to all of them as you can get. But no, I'm not going to count. Final zone. The fuck? Okay, that's actually a whiff, because while it is a 1 extra activation card, none of these hunters are actually on the board, so I am actually fine. That was probably my most forgiving turn, and I have lived long enough that Cole is now the first player again. Okay, so Cole can go, and this does not activate, so it's not activated anymore. Huh. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So, the good news is, if I can get him... Okay, so 1, 2, 3. He's going to search. Actually, he can't, because... Well, no. If I get an energy cell, it would just attach to the heavy cutter. Nah, I can't risk it. Oh, no, he's got an extra action. What the hell am I thinking? He can actually do this. Okay, so he's going to move into this zone. It's not going to spawn anything because no one spawned any mold in there. So I'm kind of safe right now. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, and these noise tokens were supposed to have been gone. Not bad. So Rhea is going to... I'd say searching is fine, but I don't think so. But I don't want to draw noise. Can't see past there. So gonna move into here, just so we can help protect our lieutenant there a little bit. So 2 dice, so gonna swing with the heavy cutter, so 2 dice hitting on 3s. And I hit, that worker is pretty much splat. The worker went splat. 1 XP. So that's fine. No guns, so can't really do anything. Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna go around all this, because the only way for me to be safe is to get that last energy weapon. That's really the only way I can do this. This is rough. This is super rough right now. Okay, so she's just gonna stay there. She doesn't have any gunshots. She moved in, swung. She's gonna search. Plenty of bullets, which she has no gun. But she can trade that for her. So she moved, swung, searched. Trading is her last action. So she's going to trade the plenty of bullets to the lieutenant, who's going to attach it to their light machine gun. So we got something there. Okay, so can't shoot because that shadow abomination we can't shoot at. That's fine. That's fine, game. So she's gonna move there, and tell you what, let's try this. So I'm gonna use the prototype light machine gun. So that's gonna be range 1 to 4, but in side buildings I only go to the next one. That's 5 dice. 5s to hit is a power 1. So effectively, this thing can it can do some damage, but yeah. Okay, where'd that dice go? That's gonna annoy me. I know a dice fell down. Oh, that's gonna annoy me. So, good news is I did kill that, so that's gonna die. Wow, the dice rolled all the way over there across the room. But gives it an XP. Does not trigger noise, which is fine. Oh. Does not trigger noise. I could just clear out all this, but I don't want to leave her in a spawn, in the mold spawn, if someone searches for something. So she will search, though, because she's got, like, no energy cell. Even better. So, the good news is this will allow me to attach it to whatever that other prototype weapon is, because that's going to be, I think, a big game changer. So she moved, shot, searched. She's just going to make noise. Because I don't need to activate the bot, because he can't shoot out there and there's nothing in his space yet. So now we got Carl. Carl is going to move here. He is going to search. He gets a heavy cutter. That's actually not bad, all things considered. I would love something a little bit better, but hell, at this point I'm not going to argue. So I'm going to switch out his SMG for now. I know he's better with ranged, but I want him to be sure to kill something if need be. So that was his second action. Moves in here for his third, and his final one he'll move in here. Holding that line. Holding the line, for sure. Yoshichi, he's going to search real quick. Another shotgun. Jesus. It's actually even better than the heavy shotgun, weirdly enough. I'll switch that up. And the reason I can search, by the way, for those of you who are probably keeping track, that room is actually not a red room, but because of the search drone, I'm able to do it. And I'm just switching his heavy shotgun out with his assault shotgun, because the assault shotgun, while it's not as long range as the heavy shotgun, it has 3 dice and hits on 3s. Ooh, wait. I'm afraid... Actually, that's a bad idea, because the heavy shotgun is a power 2, so that's why the trade-offs are like that. So that's actually going to stay. It's not great, but he's going to move here. Hopefully the tanks don't get an extra activation, or that's going to suck. But he's got some weapons to deal with, so it does work. So he's just going to move in and make some noise. Now we got the Lieutenant as our last player. Lieutenant, searching. Assault shotgun. I won't lie, it's better than the frickin' SMG. I'm not going to complain about the SMG. Well, not getting rid of that SMG or giving something better is better than nothing. I'm just going to make 2 noise. That's about the best they can do, because they can't do anything else currently. This recording's been going on for a while, I just noticed, but that's fine. Anyways, so now we're going to the Xeno phase. Now this is where things get kind of interesting. So let's figure out where this guy is going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's technically the most noise. Actually, no, that isn't the most noise, because the most noise would be here. So it is going to go in here. That could get ugly, because that's even worse. So I might have to consider fighting that thing. This is definitely going to move here. They're all going to be coming in here. So they are with the bot now, which is fine, because the bot can probably kill them. These workers are going to move into here, because technically it's the closest noise to them. Actually, 1, 2. Well, they actually go for the most noise, I think, because when the Xenos move, I don't know. I'm just gonna double check something here, because the Xenos, the way they move is kind of interesting, because the way they activate, if they move, select their destination zone. Oh, distance doesn't matter. Interesting. I've been playing that a little bit harder for myself. Good to know. So technically the most noise is actually in that zone. Is actually in that zone. So I don't know if that changed anything, but that's fine. So they'll all move here, actually. They're going to move here. Because technically it wouldn't matter. They're going to move here. And that actually explains everything. So now we're going to do our regular spawns. So first one for the far, where the workers just moved out of. Flingers. So I basically put the last of the flingers out. But because I could place them, they don't get an extra activation. So that's fine. And it's a good thing I didn't put too many of these things in here. We are in the orange now. So I just drew a worker spawn. So that's going to be 8 workers. I'm going to have to grab a few. That is a lot of workers on the board. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gotta love reaching around. That did not come out correctly. I'm sorry on that. I did not mean it for it to sound like that. But the way I've got this set up, I've got like the box of Xenos right next to me here too. Because I couldn't fit them all on the table here where I could reach. So there is that. So that's 8 of them there. The last son of a bitch, that is not helpful right now. So I drew the spoiler abomination. So he is going to pop up there. They're going to move here. And then this ugly bastard is going to move here. I have to kite this bastard, because now that I know how the Xenos work, it actually does kind of make sense. So, nothing else there. We are now... Oops. Oh, there's that. This is going to be a lot of just mowing shit down, I think. Fuck. I can't put the bot outside because of all the flingers there. Because if the flingers go out, it's going to be a bad situation. And I can't use the flamethrower because I think it will destroy... The Hellfire will probably destroy the bot. So there is that. But first player will go to Rhea now. I don't know if that's going to matter, but we'll see. Because we are now at the start of a turn. So Rhea will search. Well, that sucked. So 1 worker, it's a mold spawn, and that's going to be 1 worker in each mold zone. So luckily there's only 3 mold zones, but this is going to be where shit gets really fucking dumb. Fuck my life. I think the heat's been messing with some of these models too. That's going to be that annoys me a little bit. They're easy to fix, just hot water and such, but still. Oh, there's some noise tokens I missed. That's fine. This is going to be interesting, because I'm not sure how this is going to work. So now she draws another one. And this is where things get really ugly. So now we do get the hunters, which are basically the equivalent of runners. Now the good news is they're only 3. But, so, just so everyone's following. Now the thing that makes hunters really bad is that hunters actually get 2 activations per turn. So effectively they can move twice or even attack twice. Draw another one because of the rules. Okay. This is where I think I got myself shafted here. So now we're getting 2 workers. There are a couple of cards like this. So there are 2 workers now being spawned at each and every zone. Okay. This is where it's starting to get kind of ugly here, because this is where this game is a little bit nuts. Because it literally can just draw out worker. I think I need one more. Because I spawned one in every one of them now. Okay, so that happened. So that whole hallway just went into complete and utter fuckery. Please don't give me another... Oh my god. Okay. What the hell, game? So, this is the tank mold spawn. So now, one tank in each active mold zone. Cool, game. Cool. I wonder why my bases have been getting warped. That is a little frustrating to me. It's probably because I keep them under my bed and that vent is there, but do not know. Do not know. But now I have to draw another card. Okay. Finally finds one thing, and it's not a gun. It is an energy cell. Not even a canister, because she has the frickin'... Oh boy. That is a lot. A lot of things just happened there. That... I don't even think she even did anything prior to that, did she? She doesn't even have a gun. She's just gonna make a bunch of noise, I think. Sorry, if I've lost track of things, that's a lot of spawns to have to keep track of right off the top of my head. And I'm not going to have her go try to kill the frickin' abomination. I'm going to have the abomination come to me because I want to make sure I have every activation I can. So now Mitsuki will activate. Now Mitsuki is going to activate the bot for sure. First. So the bot has 3 dice with its melee range, and they are all power 2, but I just need 4s to hit. I kill 1, so that's 1 XP. She might actually get to the red at this point. She is at 26 now, if I'm doing my counts correctly. So, we're going to use the free machine action now, because I think I need to start shooting. Oop. Well, let me re-roll that. So go. So that's still only 2 kills, but that's 2 XP there. So clearing the way for the people that need to get the guns. Oh boy. So she will be at 28 now. She is probably going to hit the red at this point. I ain't gonna lie. I might actually have to do the red. So she's got 3 more actions because that was her free machine action. We're going to try swinging again. And kills it finally. Definitely killed it. So she's at 29 now. But now that zone is entirely clear. For now. It's going to get rough real fast if those flingers spawn, but I can't really do anything against them. I could just move them back, because everyone except Yomoshichi has extra actions. Okay, so there is that. But the bot's done his job. So now we're going to start firing. I have to start shooting. I can't snipe her either, so I have to actually... Alright, so we're going to do a focus fire with the shotgun, and she does have plenty of bullets, so I can re-roll all this. So it's going to be a focus fire, and because the tank is on the top of the targeting priority, she doesn't have sniper, so she has to follow the targeting priority. We're going to be shooting into this zone and try to clear out as much of this as possible. The hunters are actually at the bottom, so there is that. Alright, so with this shotgun, with the assault shotgun, she needs at least, she swings 3 and 3's to hit, and it's all power 1. But with a focus fire, I just need 2 successes. Jesus, well, that would have killed an abomination right there. So killed the tank for sure. So she is going up 1, so she is at 30 now? The clickers on these boards is a little funky at times, but I believe she is at 30 now. So there's that. Now we're going to be doing, because this is her last shot. It is her last shot. It's not going to be great, but if I can hit all of these, so I need 5s on all of these, or at least a majority of them, that would be fine, because the hunter will die last. Well, I killed 2 more walkers. Do I get greedy? Because there is the energy cell. Yeah, I have to get greedy. Oh, well, the greed paid off, because now it's going to be a lot easier for the lieutenant to kill everything. So that is 4 walkers dead. 4 XP, so now at 34. Oh boy, I have to start slowing down on this. Now, because she did use the shotgun, that was a noisy weapon, so she did create noise doing that. But that is her go. Now we got the Preacher. I think the Preacher has to do it, because he needs that weapon. We need that weapon. So he is going to move in. He is going to take... I already know it's a weapon. I wish I could have gotten an extra one, but... Wait, hold up. Didn't we have a... So it's a prototype assault shotgun. That is not what I needed right now. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so this just got really hard really fast. Okay, so the good news is I might have a... Like, the good news is I at least know I have an energy cell to work with. I've got at least a couple of energy weapons to kind of work. Because the chainsaw that Yomoshichi has is an energy weapon, not a kinetic. So this card I no longer need, because there is no way for me to get it, to my knowledge. He is going to move back. So he moved forward. And he actually got 5 XP for that, by the way. So he's now got... he is now at 22. So he is in the orange. We're going to give him Reaper ranged, because that's going to be a better option for him, I think. Because if we can get him that energy cell for his assault shotgun, he's going to be a freaking beast. So move in, take the objective, move back, move back. Because the bot won't die, theoretically. And I need to get out of the flinger's way. So Yomoshichi is going to move back. Going to move back. And is going to move here. Because the thing is, if that abomination gets a fucking activation, I'm going to fucking kill. I have to kill the hunter, though. The hunter I have to kill. Fuck. Sorry. Thoughts in my head right now. Anyways, so Yomoshichi went. Now we get the lieutenant. So lieutenant does have the light machine gun, so with plenty of bullets, which is actually a good thing. Actually, we're going to shoot with the shotgun first, because the shotgun actually makes some sense. So 3s to hit. No, plenty of bullets, huh? Well, that was a wasted shot. So that was 1. Let's try it again. Well, kills it finally. So that's a dead hunter. So she go first XP of the game. Yep, she has not killed anything until now. That is pretty horrible, won't lie. But we'll search, because this is her 3rd action. Another SMG. Apparently loves the SMGs. I just need people getting oxygen right now. Alright, so Cole is going to move. Cole now goes, so Cole moves here, 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 and here. And that is the end of the round. A lot of things I got to deal with here. So first, we're going to get them there. And this bastard is right here. Now the hunters are going to go here and here. Here and here. But those are the only hunters I see on the board. They're going to move here. There's a lot of movement here, so if I can figure out how to speed this up, I will, but it's one of those things with this game that you kind of learn. So, they're just going everywhere. This hallway just became like the avenue of death. There's just no way that I could go that would make any sense to do that. They can't draw a line of sight. They go to the noisiest zone, though. So, that one, I know, would go here, for sure. I'm just trying to figure out that one spot there. Because the way they move, that whole movement thing is kind of a complicated thing to me at times. Good move. See. So they always go to the noisiest. So yeah, it's just the noisiest. So according, if I'm reading that correctly, that means that they would go here. By the way, if you feel like I'm doing this wrong, or you can tell me if I am doing this wrong, by all means feel free to leave a comment below, just so that way I know what's going on, because that is also for me to know. Helps us make sure that everything is done correctly. So then they will move here. Jesus, so many workers. I think I got everything. Okay, so now we gotta do this. Spawn from the far zone. Well, that kind of sucked. So, mold spawn for each hunter. Luckily it's only one, so that's 3 hunters. Hunters, once they start hitting the board, get rough, because there's really not a lot you can do about them. You just have to kind of control them as best you can. But luckily, it's not a constant draw like I did with the equipment card. So that middle one now, we aren't in red yet, but we are in orange. So that's going to be 6 hunters. Remember when I said just a few seconds ago that once the hunters start hitting the board, it gets rough? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Because I'm almost out of them. Almost out of them right now, and that's really not what I want to have happen. 6 hunters, that is fucking terrifying. That is so fucking terrifying. Just look, like, I don't know, like, I'm looking at the camera here to just see what you guys can see, and it's already scary. It really is already scary. Alright, so that was just that spawn for the middle. Do not give it extra. Okay, well, that's a thing. So, extra activation. So this... Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. You gotta be fucking kidding me. God, I wish it was just the closest noise. Well, we got a problem. Spoiler Abomination card, for one. So, this guy is moving in here. And he is moving in here, which is going to activate. So that creates a spawn. And that's going to flip that spawn. So now I have to spawn there. And I get to create another one of these bastards. What the fuck, dude? Okay, so now I know what I have to do, but it's going to be a very bad situation. Because I have to get the oxygen. There's no way. I have to get this oxygen to here. now, like as quickly as possible. I should have probably done that sooner, but that's the best. I probably could have ended this mission just by getting oxygen, but that's the only thing. I'm so, like, you get used to these zombies, like, coming into the zone pretty quickly because of how they work. So now that spawns, and now this is spawning. That is the flingers, so they will get an extra activation. So if they're going to the no, because they can't draw a line of sight according to that. So they're all going here, because I can't spawn any more flingers. I'm just going to put them out here, just so it's not as crowded for all of you. But now these noise tokens go away, and my life is sadness. My life is absolute sadness right now, because I have got to figure out a way to now deal with all this. Okay. Oh, and this goes away. So now the first player token will go to Mitsuki. Now the good thing is with Mitsuki, she can not do anything actually. That's actually really horrible. But she can shoot into there. She's going to shoot into this zone here. She's going to focus fire the tank real quick, because with that shotgun I can easily do that. And the tank is dead. She's probably going to go to... She is at 34, she's going to 35. So she's about 8 away from going pretty much nuclear right now. That's fine. So we're going to shoot into there with the gun. 5s to hit, huh? Alright, so that needs a reroll like no one's business. Okay, so it only kills 1. It has to be a worker because of the priority system. So she's going up to 36. We might be going into the red zone, people. This is going to be really rough. Okay, so that is 2 more kills. Am I greedy? No, I am not, because I have a plan. So she is going to go 2 more, so she is at 38. Now she's going to use the shotgun, because their damage output is 1. So I can easily kill them right now if I just roll 2 3s. She has plenty of bullets. Gonna use that, because that was only 1 hit, and that's really not what I need right now. Oh god. Okay, well, that's 1 hit, I guess. Oh, this is gonna be a long recording. I might be able to win this, but it's gonna be scraping by. Let me think here. So she shot with the focus fire, shot with the shotgun. She shot with the shotgun, shot with the machine thing, shot with the other shotgun. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of all this. So she should still have 1 free action if I'm counting right. I'm trying my best to keep track of this. I'm sorry if I'm missing this. But I am going to take another shot with the shotgun into there, because I just need a 3 to hit. That does kill it. Oh boy. So she is at 40. And for her free machine action, she's going to move him, Peacekeeper Bot, into there, because that's what I got to do. Now we got Carl. Carl is going to go here, and go here. That's actually kind of interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He can go out, and he can technically do some work, but it's not going to be great. I have to start killing all this stuff. Let me see something. Sorry, I'm having to refer to this a little bit because it's been a while. Okay, so, yeah, it doesn't say it stops the spawn zone once it turns into active mold, so there is that. Okay, so he moves into there. So he moves 4 spaces, so yeah, that's where he's got to go. Hell, this is going to suck if I'm wrong. Alright, so now Yomoshichi. Yomoshichi is going to go 1, 2... Can't do anything. I don't want to move him out just in case of an abomination card, because I can't afford to lose him, because if he dies, I'm pretty much dead. Okay, so he's just going to stay there. Actually, he's going to make noise, because if I can make more noise here with that rule I'm understanding, that actually can help kite some things. So there's that. Now Lieutenant is now going to go into the fray here. Lieutenant is going to... Jesus. Lieutenant is fucked here, apparently. So Lieutenant is going to trade a shotgun with Tank Girl and take the energy cell with it, because here's where things get interesting. So the heavy cutter is actually an energy weapon, and with the energy cell I can re-roll all the attacks, and I just need 3s to hit. So I'm going to focus first on the abomination, because I need to get extra activations here. Re-rolling that, because that can't go horribly wrong, because this is the second action I have to... Oh, you've got to be kidding. Okay, so that was a failure. That is really not good right now. Rhea will go next, so she could kill it, but it's kind of a risk. Alright, focus fire. Alright, so that actually did kill this bloody thing. So, goes to 6. Doesn't get an upgrade, any powerful upgrade, but at this point I kind of have to take what I got. So now we go to... Cole. Okay, so Cole could do this. It is kind of a risky shot here. One, two. He can't see into there until he moves into it. And I don't want to move him. Fuck me, dude. Fuck me. Okay. So, Cole's going to move into here, and he's just going to make a bunch of noise. This is going to be a risky move, but it's essentially helping me move everything out. Because the hallways are what... Because it's not a hallway, so they are limited in where they can go. Now, the girl. Now, Tank Girl is going in. Tank Girl is going to swing 2 dice with the Caliprod. Excuse me, it is getting late, so I might yawn a few times. So 5s to hit. Where the fuck was that roll before? Hey everybody, this is Matt again. Sorry about the tech. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty here, but I've got that fixed up now. So here is where we're at right now. So Rhea just killed the hunter, so we're gonna give her another XP. Now, the thing is, I need to start moving people out, but I can't really do that. The shove will allow me to kind of work this. So the good news is I do have a way to deal with this, but it's going to take me some time. So I am just going to have to make a... Actually, no, she's going to search. Because last time she searched it, well, she made another energy cell, so we'll just have her attach that to her cattle prod, just so that way she's got a reroll ability. So, yeah, now she's just going to make 2 noise. Now, she is our last character, so now we do go to the spawn phase, the Xeno phase. So this Xeno is going to go here. Technically speaking, the most noise right now is in that zone. So that's going to go here. These ugly bastards are going to go here, because they do actually technically move like this. So I'm just to make things simpler and that I'm not taking up my recording time too much, we're going to go through that. Just like that. Fantastic. They're going to move back here. Because these workers are going to go nuts. They don't technically see them, so that's something I'm going to have to work with. They're going to actually be moving back now. Oy. Good thing I didn't put the Xenomoths in. That's another Kickstarter exclusive version Xeno, but they can just go through anything or something. I forget their exact rules, but it's really kind of strange. Anyways, so now, because technically speaking, they go to the noisiest, their easiest path, the hunters are probably going to still go the easiest path. That's where I'm working with, at least. They're going to go the easiest path. Because at this point, why not? The flingers were in that zone, so they're going in like so. So we've got that going. Now we do the scary part. So farthest zone. Okay, well, that's a thing. So we just... Alright, so technically speaking, this zone becomes a mold zone. It's still got the highest activation here. So that's going to be there. They're going to be in this zone. I'm kind of working here, so they're both here. Because I did get the Shadow Abomination. This dude has been the bane of my existence. Just a bleating fucking nightmare. Probably shouldn't have been... Should have probably played with less abominations. But there's that. Good thing I haven't seen the baby face, believe it or not. That's the thing I haven't seen. Oh, shit. That's a problem. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I might have to start over. Because I am going to try to win this game. And unfortunately, this just killed me. So, round 1. Now, while I said this is a beginner map, I do say that now lightly, because now it totally screwed me over. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to reset up, and we're going to do a second one here. Well, shit. So, in keeping with our channel's name, I did decide against going for another round, and it's also getting pretty late, and I want to make sure that we do as honest a take as we possibly can. So, in regards to that little thing, I figured, if nothing else, we can have sort of a debrief situation. So, here's essentially what I noticed I did wrong, and you probably will have some additional things. But I focused too much on getting supplies. Now, while that's not a bad thing in the game, the problem is I made it too much of a focus. So I focused on trying to get those energy weapons fairly early. And when I lost the access to having one, it basically kind of snowballed for me in terms of my focus. The other thing that screwed me was when that abomination spawn. I had one possibility here. I either push it out of the hallway, or I have to hope that we figure something out, or I kill it. I should have probably tried to go for it with the heavy cutter. It is quite possible to kill the thing, but the problem is, if I did, or rather if I didn't, and Rhea was just left alone with the abomination and couldn't kill it, or even if I pushed it out, because her shove ability would have given me a turn just the same, but with some of those draws, I had some horrible luck with that, and I honestly think that even if I had done that, there was just as good a chance for me to have that extra activation for the abomination. So it was tough calls to make, and it ended up screwing me. And after I lost that oxygen room, I had a team that was essentially stuck. Only one person had oxygen. The other people were just trying to get these energy weapons and didn't do it, which sucked, especially. But this is what we do. Like, it's gonna happen with these games that you'll have a pretty good grasp of how it all works, and you'll have your sessions where they have no chance. What in the world am I saying? Sorry, it's been pretty late. It's actually about midnight, almost 1 o'clock, in fact, by the time I finish recording. So I'm a little tired, for lack of a better way to describe it. Who knows? Maybe I would have made better decisions drunk. Who knows? Anyways, but tell you what, we are going to do some more videos like this. I hope to do more as well, specifically, and I'm probably going to come back to this mission at a later date. But tell me what you guys think. What did you think I did wrong? What did you think I did right? What do you think just was absolute garbage in terms of my luck? By all means, I am used to hearing it all. I am Matt with You Only Die Once Gaming. If you like this video, please share, like, subscribe. Anything helps the channel. Helps us make sure that we can reach out to you guys as well. We're a gaming community, and that's what we're here for. So until next time, thank you for joining me, and hope to see you soon.